So it's that time of the year again where we get to play Let's Hate on Jokic because he's foreign.
Jokic dropped his 4th straight triple-double, 6th this season, leading the Nuggets to their 5th straight win. So Jokic is averaging 30 points, 14 rebounds, 12 assists. So question for you guys, will Joker become the 3rd player in league history to average a triple-double?
Yes.
You think it's going to happen?
Yes. Once you get off to it, it's hard to not, like, these numbers are stacking up, so he's not barely averaging 10 assists, right? He's not.
No, 11.7.
It's 12. So we round up on this couch.
And he's going to have some 15, 16 assist nights from here on out. He's going to have some big number nights in assists because just who he is as a player.
Now, honestly, when it comes to Jokic this year, I'm going to have to do a deep dive, but I knew that this was inevitable. I knew that if you had a problem with Jokic winning MVPs in the last 3 to 4 years, that it was only a matter of time before he kept putting up even better numbers because he was only getting better as the years progressed. And when it actually came point to where we are right now, where he's going to put up numbers that are so undeniably great that you would have no other choice but to give him the MVP, people are going to have a problem because then they're going to feel like, oh, well, you're giving him, what, 4? He's going to have 4? Oh, my God. Only Jordan and Kareem and LeBron have 4. Oh, my God. And they can't even fucking fathom that maybe, just maybe, Jokic is indeed going to probably end off his career one of the top 10 to 15 players of all time. The audacity of anybody giving him that many MVPs. I knew this was going to happen. I knew it. I knew it. This obsession with like averaging double figures in 3 different categories is weird to me because in my opinion, if Jokic finishes the year averaging 9.8 assists, it doesn't fucking matter to me. He would still be as impactful as he was if he just averaged 0.2 more assists. He would still be as impactful. And in my opinion, what happened with Russell Westbrook a few years ago really tainted everyone's perception of what value really meant because that was the first time in my lifetime where I got to see somebody who wasn't one of the top seeds in the conference when it was someone else who was also putting up a lot of really great numbers in James Harden not win it solely based off of narrative and people obsessing over stats that were not as impactful as what somebody else may have been doing. And so here we are now. So if Jokic does average a triple-double, it is what it is. I don't think he's going to because I think when Jamal Murray comes back and he's fully acclimated, he's healthy, then his assist numbers are just naturally going to go down. But what Kenyon Martin is saying is right. Like, if we get like 20, 30 games into the year and he's still well in the double figures for assists, he's going to obviously average double figures for rebounds and points. So the further we get deeper into the season and the more double-figure assist games he continue to have, it's done. It's cooked. It's cooked.
It ain't gonna be stat shit with like Russ. It's gonna be MVP.
You know what's so funny?
MVP is another one.
4-time MVP, and when you look at it, it's hard to even say, nah, like...
I quit, yeah.
I quit, baby. There's a point where you're like, yo, you don't come to work, dog. Let everybody else catch up, all right? When Wilt was scoring 50, like, somebody should, hey, listen, homeboy, we ain't ready for you, right?
Oh, he at the point where we just giving him the MVP.
No, it ain't no giving.
Nah, come on, Nick,
He deserve it.
They're just going to give him the MVP? They're just going to give him the MVP? Let's be clear. Bro, on a year-to-year basis, there's always like 3 or 4 players who play at an MVP level. And in my opinion, that is the best way to assess how good a player is on a year-to-year basis. Because even though there's only one MVP, us sitting here arguing about, oh, he's better than him and he better than him, when the truth of the matter is, bro, there's like several years in our NBA history where there's like 2 or 3 players playing at such heights that it is rare to ever find another player playing this great ever. Another 10 years can pass, you might not ever find a player playing this well. So that doesn't mean all of a sudden it's not MVP caliber just because one player won it and he didn't. One player on a better team than the other one. That doesn't mean all of a sudden, well, he won an MVP, he didn't. So now he's just significantly better than him. No. And narrative or voter fatigue can somehow determine who's going to win it or not, and it has nothing to do with how good a player may or may not be. But the idea that they're just giving him the award as if like he's not a deserving recipient of any of the awards, bro, stop. And nigga should have more than what he has right now. He should have more. The NBA season is finally back. It's in full effect, and I'm happy to say that I'm working alongside DraftKings, who is bringing you a brand new way to play daily fantasy with DraftKings Pick6. All new customers who play $5 will receive $50 in Pick6 credit. All you have to do is download the DraftKings Pick6 app, sign up, and use my code FOTL. The setup is seamless, and once you make an account, all you have to do is pick at least 2 players and choose if they'll have more or less of a stat, like if a player will score more than 20 points or have more or less of 3 assists. Now you may be wondering what makes DraftKings Pick6 different from everyone else. Well, unlike other competitors, after you make your picks, lock them in and compete against your own peers for a shot at huge cash prizes. So if any of this sounds interesting, download DraftKings Pick6 app now and sign up with my code FOTL only on DraftKings Pick6. The crown is yours.
When Russ do it, it's stat pattern.
no.
When Joker
Yes,
do it,
we've been
he
saying that.
just need
We've been
MVP.
saying that.
That's
No,
a
we said
fact.
I'm tired of that shit. That shit
Me
is
too.
that shit
Yes.
is weak.
But Russ got an MVP averaging a triple-double. So if Jokic now averages a triple-double, they should now also give him an MVP. That may not be reasoning why they give it to him every single year, but if he averages a triple-double, he's be the third player to ever do it in NBA history. So just like they gave Oscar the MVP, they gave Russ the MVP, they would have to give it to him. If you want them to be consistent,
But he averaged a triple-double the next year. And the next year. James Harden, goddamn. Oh, it's stat pattern. He ain't shit. He become enemy number one.
Hey, just because they messed up Russ, that has nothing to do with Joker.
Dude, and why is this stat pattern for Russ, though?
because it was stat padding. Bro, on some real shit, like I'm gonna lose my mind, and I hate that we can't be honest because he was stat padding. Russ wasn't contesting any shots. Adams and Sabonis were boxing players out so he can get the rebound, and instead of being on a perimeter to go back in transition when the opposing team was shooting a free throw, he would be on the block with the bigs and just let Adams box out, and he would just sit and he would just go grab the rebound. That's why you can actively watch games. There are games of Russ where he is assist hunting players on opposing teams, laughing at him because he was trying to get assists. Whereas when it comes to Jokic, when anybody even dare tries to say that it was stat padding, you just are not watching. Jokic doesn't even dominate the ball anywhere near close to anyone who averages 10 assists. If he was stat padding, he would just handle the ball, hold it, and just keep passing it left and right. You just keep passing. He'd be ultra passive. But now he's actually scoring more points. He's being more aggressive while averaging even more assists. But we've actively saw Russ passing up open shots to pass it to somebody else because he wanted him 1 or 2 or more assists to make sure he can get to the triple-double. We all saw it. We saw it. Jokic is grabbing contested rebounds and not dominating the ball as much as other players who average the amount of assists that he does. He's actively doing things that should actually result in fewer statistical excellence, but he's so great at these aspects of basketball, he can still get double figures in rebounds and assists. That's why. And also, the nigga's just better, bro. At the end of the day, bro, I know you all, some of y'all don't like to admit it, bro, but nigga, he's just better than him. That's why. He's a better passer, better rebounder than him. That's why.
The game is too easy for him, just like Embiid last year, averaging 35. His 70 ain't the David Robinson 70. This 70 was real.
This is a real 70, but
Devin
when
Booker
somebody
70
else does, it's not a real 70.
No, the David Robinson
sound crazy.
No,
as
the
hell
David
right
Robinson
now.
70 was
crazy.
Go look
We
at
should have just gave LeBron MVP for 20 years.
This has nothing
He
to do
wants to
with
talk today. He wants to argue today.
We should have gave LeBron. All right, you know
wants to
what?
argue today.
You know what's so crazy, bro? He don't even know what he's talking about. I can hear he don't know what he's talking about because what Gil is saying is true, bro. When David Robinson went to go get 70, it was him padding his stats. Dominique Wilkins, he's been on record saying that as a Clipper player, they pulled out the starters to allow David Robinson to go up against the reserves. David Robinson was in game during a blowout, fourth quarter. They're just forcing him the ball. Just give it to D-Rob. Just give it to D-Rob. Who cares? Who cares he make it a miss? Who cares? Just making sure he can score enough points so it is mathematically impossible for Shaq to win the scoring title. That's what they did. That is stat padding. And the fact that somebody's trying to explain that to you and you're still like, well, what do you mean? What do you mean? It's like, Nick, he just telling you what the truth is. That's all he is. He's telling you a fact. You just came here to argue and chat right now, my nigga.
We should have gave LeBron. All right, you know what?
Argue today.
The David
Sellout brothers on
You've
the
been since the first conversation. You've been wanting to
Go
argue.
ahead, sellout brothers. Go tell us.
David
Tell us about the white. Tell us.
The David Robinson.
Sell out, brother. Go ahead and sell out, brother. Go ahead and tell us how great the white man is. Nick Young is sitting here bullshitting about historic events, don't want to listen to anyone, and is boiling it down to race. No, the nigga is nice. He's just really great at the game of basketball, bro. And as someone who played the sport at a high level, the fact that you can't even appreciate it and you're playing the race card is fucking weird. If Jokic wins 4 MVPs in 5 years, who gives a fuck? That would be the most accurate depiction of who should have won MVP, probably in NBA history. Because the truth of the matter is, Jokic really should have 3 or 4 MVPs over the last 4 or 5 years because he's just been that good at the sport. There's nothing to deny about it. If someone's a sellout for acknowledging a fact, my nigga, that just means that you're stupid.
Jordan should have got it. Kobe should have got a couple of them.
Hell yeah.
For sure, yeah, too.
Hell yeah.
They gave it to Nash, average 14 points.
All right.
Shit, I'm not rolling with
just talk.
just giving Joker the fucking MVP and making him feel like he just better than everybody. No, he's
is
not.
better
No.
than-
He went in four MVP. He just better than everybody else. Yeah, the nigga is. I'm sorry to tell you. I'm sorry to tell you, but yes. What you really upset about? What, do you want them to give it to the Jokic and you gonna give it to Luka? Then you gonna be like, oh, this is number white player. Oh, Luka then Giannis. Oh, that's another foreign player. Why ain't getting no Americans? Cause nigga, they not playing at this level.
I done seen this shit before, but we treat other people like it's bullshit. So if Joker out here doing it, LeBron did the same thing.
Yeah,
I mean, he's
they
screwed him.
LeBron, come on, man.
Well, if you saying LeBron did the same thing, LeBron won 4 MVPs in 5 years. So Jokic is on track of doing that same thing. Jordan also won like 3 or 4 MVPs within a similar time frame. So he's doing the same thing. But no, you didn't see a nigga give you a 30-point triple-double while shooting like 60% from the field, while on a roster where some of his starters are in and out of the lineup and they're still winning games. And then when Jokic is off the floor, they're playing like a high school JV team. And when he's on, they're a competent franchise. That's how much of a difference it is with Jokic on and off. You haven't seen this. You haven't seen this. You're looking at points, rebounds, and assists. But when you did see points, rebounds, and assists like that, last time you saw someone average a 30-point triple-double, he got awarded for it with an MVP. So why would you not want the same thing? And this time, this nigga's 30-point triple-double is better because he's doing it on fewer shots, fewer turnovers. And he's not stat padding, my nigga. So why wouldn't you want it? The MVP and the standard to win an MVP is going to change every single year because it's a relative award. What allows you to win the MVP one year is not what's going to be the bar next year, because each and every year is based off of the performances that's going on that year. The bar in 1992 was 92 Michael Jordan. If that's the bar you have to keep meeting to win MVP, well, nigga, nobody's never gonna win it again until fucking Hakeem or Shaq, because no one's gonna play at that level that often. Because effectively what you're saying is, if the bar is set based off of what people did in previous years, then by default, it's going to be harder to win MVPs in today's game because you're always trying to justify it based off of what you did in previous years. Jokic and the voters now cannot control what the fuck the voters did back in 83, my nigga. But to sit here and to say, we made mistakes back then, so I guess we gotta keep making the same mistakes over and over again, that's the definition of stupidity, insanity. That's all that is.
Steve Nash got fucking Kobe's MVP at his house, so it's been going on.
He don't deserve MVP this year.
Why? Who?
He don't.
So far,
give
me another name.
I bet you he either say Shea or Tatum, because he's not going to say Luka, he's not going to say Giannis. It's 2 foreign players. Even though Shea technically isn't American, he's from Canada, so he's going to either say Shea or Tatum. Even though neither one of them have been anywhere near close to being as good as Jokic, he's going to say those 2 because the nigga is xenophobic. Watch.
Right now,
Give me another name. One other person.
One other person?
One other person right now that's
Jason
doing what
Tatum.
he's doing. Doing what he's doing.
Jason Tatum.
Uh,
Jason Tatum. We don't give him no respect.
Jason Tatum. As I told you, I already knew it. Nigga, Jason Tatum, he just not playing as well. That's it. He don't get no respect. There's several players, really great players better than Tatum, who didn't win MVP. Jerry West didn't win MVP. He white. Well, you okay with that one though? D Wade, he never won MVP. Chris Paul, he never won MVP. Several players, who played just as great, if not greater than Tatum, never won the award. It's okay. But to sit there and to say that Tatum is playing anywhere near close to Jokic is ridiculous.
He number 1 team championship. And
Right now, they number 1 right
points.
now?
He averaging 30.
They number 1 right
30.
now?
And he's averaging 32.
They number 1 right now?
Jokic averaging 32.
And the Boston Celtics number 1 right now?
But he's averaging.
This right here is so frustrating, and why it's annoying to me, because your arguments are inconsistent. If you're saying that the reason why Jason Tatum should win the award is because last year he was the number 1 team and last year he won the championship, so this year he should receive the respect by receiving the MVP, then nigga, you agree that last year Jokic should have won it because a year before that they were the number 1 seed in the West and they won a championship last year and he didn't win MVP, so the next year he should win MVP because that was the respect that should be put on his name. So nigga, you're arguing nothing. The logic that you're using to give the award to Tatum is the argument to why you should be okay with Jokic winning it last year. It's the same argument. But then y'all niggas get upset about media members being inconsistent. My nigga, you are contradicting yourself actively live right now. Bro, the truth of the matter is, if Jokic wins another MVP, I don't know why people care this much about it. I get the historic precedence of like, he enters into this realm of like LeBron, Jordan, Kareem, Russell, and Wilt. Like, it's a very handful of players. One, I think people need to just start accepting that, no, bro, he's just that good. He really is. Like, there's nothing really more that people should be in denial about this. He's just that good. We are actively watching a player who is on very clear top 10 trajectory, especially if he has another really deep postseason run where he's posting up crazy numbers. He will undeniably be on the trajectory of a top 10 player of all time. A nigga going out there in his like top 3 in points, rebounds, and assists. Like, what do you want from a nigga? Like, goddamn. Right now, Jokic is averaging 30, 12 assists, 14 rebounds. 30, 12, and 14. 56% from the field. 56% from behind the arc. Oh, now I had to read that twice. Nigga, what do you want? What do you want? Seriously, what do you want, bro? And in the 10 games he has played, bro, they're 7-3. The last 2 games they played, he wasn't there. And they got beat the shit out of the last game he didn't play. Bro, if he keeps getting better, like the bar for Jokic to win again is unfortunately based off of who he has already been, because people are hesitant to enter this realm of him being this all-time great player because they don't want to acknowledge it in real time, especially because this is a player that they're not used to, accustomed to. Quite literally, it's foreign to them. He is foreign to a lot of people, so people are actively pushing against it. But it's getting to the point where it's undeniable. The nigga just that nice, bro. He's that nice. And I think it is kind of sad that Jokic had to go out there and have a 10-game stretch of averaging 30, 12, and 14 for people to just start unanimously saying like, yeah, this nigga really that nice. But when he gets to this point and you still arguing it, bro, what are we doing? What are we doing at that point? Well, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. These videos happen like quite literally once a year at this point. It's like an annual video of mine. Someone's being xenophobic against Jokic again. Jesus Christ.